Hey y'all! So in today's video, we're gonna be discussing, should au pairs date? I know some host families have problems with au pairs dating, and so we're just gonna have a little conversation. Personally, I think it should be 100% up to an au pair whether they decide to date during the au pair year or not. I don't think anyone else has that ability to tell anyone who to date, when to date, what not to date, and how not to date. However, I do feel if you dating is causing problems in your job, or it's causing you to slack as an au pair, or it's causing like you to put your host kids at home, your host family has a right to say something because you are taking care of their kids. For example, if your host family feels like maybe this relationship you're in is toxic and it's causing you to be either toxic or it's causing you not to take care of yourself, I don't think it's their right to say break up with the person. I think they can show interest, or they can say, hey, we care about you, we love you, we want to make sure that you're safe and you're okay. However, we don't want this guy to know where we stay just because we feel like it's unsafe, and we would love it that he never came over if we're not here, or he just never came over in general. We don't want him around our kids, that kind of stuff. And there are host families who love au pairs as boyfriends or girlfriends, and the boyfriend or girlfriend can come over to the house, that kind of stuff. It can be a beautiful thing if it's done right. Now, I must also say that in certain cultures, it could be a cultural difference, because I know here in America, they're very open about dating and like bringing your spouse over, having your spouse sleep over, that kind of thing. But some of us come from black families back home, and you don't bring your guy around your mom or your dad and you just chill and hold hands. And so it may be the same thing, because I've seen host families get offended when they found out that au pairs had boyfriends and they didn't know. And so take that into consideration also, that maybe some au pairs just prefer keeping their personal life personal and their work life work life. But once again, as I said, if it's causing tension between your job, then I think that's when the problem comes in. If you are a host family, and let's say you had a great relationship, or you have a great relationship with your au pair, and you feel like now that they're starting to date, or they're dating this guy and they have a boyfriend, you hardly see them, and you feel some type of way because you're like, yo, you came to au pair and you came for the cultural experience and the cultural exchange, but we never ever see you, say like, hey, I would say in a nice manner though, because 9 times out of 10, when you start to feel that way, I feel, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like the host family starts to miss the au pair, but instead of verbalizing it, they kind of build this resentment, because the au pair, the minute she's done, she wants to hang out with her boyfriend. Now, let's be honest. If you've been in love or you've been obsessed with a guy, you know that you want to spend any second with them. And so if that au pair is done with work and wants to go hang out, whether she was an au pair or not an au pair, she would have still done that. So let's take that out of the equation. Now, if you're a host family and you're missing your au pair, or you have this issue where your au pair, the minute she's done with work, she's going to a boyfriend, that kind of stuff, I would say, and she maybe, let's say she never used to do this when she was single, I would sit her down and be like, hey, or not even sit it down, like just passing by like, yo, let's hang out, or like just say, hey, we actually miss having you around outside of you working, like we should have dinner sometime in the house, or like maybe invite her boyfriend over and say, hey, we would love to meet your boyfriend, hopefully we can all hang out as friends again, or like say it in a light way and say, like, just be like, yo, we miss you. And 9 times out of 10, if you have a great relationship with your au pair, it's gonna be noted that you guys actually miss her and want to hang out with her, versus saying like, why are you always with them, or like, why are you going there all the time? I just think there's a way of doing it and a way of saying it, and just being like honest, like, hey, we miss you, or we miss like sitting in the lounge and drinking wine with you, like we know you're in love and you have your boyfriend, but like sometimes just hang out with us too, you know, like say it. I feel like if you have a great relationship with her, it will come across that way, and invite her and her boyfriend, like say, hey, on Friday, why don't you bring so and so over, like let's all have dinner when the kids are sleeping, or why don't you invite him for a drink of wine when the kids go to bed, or that kind of stuff. Try enter her world, especially if she's an au pair that matters to you. Now, to the host families that are saying that au pairs are only coming here to get married, to find boyfriends, to come use the system, I don't think it's true. Here's why. Au pairing is between the age of 18 and 26. And between that age, whether you are an au pair or not, you're just bound to fall in love. I'm not saying you can't fall in love outside of those ages. I'm just saying at that age, you're more open, you're looking around, you want to try dating, you want to try date multiple people, you want to try out stuff. And so yes, you are going to get a bunch of people within that age dating. And so no, I don't think that, yes, maybe there are some au pairs coming about to get married, whatever, but I don't think majority of au pairs are coming for that. I think what's happening is that majority of au pairs come to au pair, see the world, travel, whatever, and fall in love, which is normal. Fall in love, fall head over heels with a guy or with a girl or whatever, and it just happens. And in college, people fall in love at those ages. In work, people fall in love, like at malls, everywhere. Like, we still human beings. Like, yes, we are au pairs, but we're still human beings, and we're still attracted to guys, and guys are still attracted to girls, that kind of stuff. And so it's bound to happen. I don't think there's anything you can do to prevent it. But yeah, so that is it for this video. I just wanted to have this conversation because I know it can feel like there are host families that want to bring up this topic without feeling like they want to control their au pair. I highly recommend, given that you're a great host family and your au pair's been a great, and you guys had a great relationship before she met this person, I would say it in a great way. Or like send a nice sweet text like, yo, are you good? We miss hanging out with you so much. We should catch up. I want to know more about your boyfriend. Or like, we should go for coffee. Or like, you should bring him over. As I said earlier, this is if you actually miss or want to have that relationship with your au pair still. And then to those who think au pairs are just coming for marriage, yeah, no. Like, yeah, no. Maybe there are some, but some of us actually just come and we are still attractive and we are still human beings and bound to fall in love. And so yeah, that is it. Comment down below if you're a host family, and do you feel like this is like, do you recommend your au pair dating? Funny enough, like, there are a few host families, I feel like I have to say this, there are a few host families, and the current one that I'm actually with right now, I arrived a week and she was like, ooh, we need to find you a boyfriend, like hint hint nudge nudge. Like every time a cute guy would walk by, they'd be like, oh, he could be for Angel. Like, so I think your au pair dating could actually be a great thing. And I've seen stories on groups that I'm on of host families actually taking care of their au pair's babies years later, where the au pair came, fell in love, got married, got her own kids, and the host family now babysits their kids. And so it can be a beautiful thing. You don't want to burn bridges over something this small. And if you feel like, for example, your au pair is dating somebody that you don't approve, or maybe the guy's toxic or dangerous or not safe, I think the best thing for you to do is create a safe space for her. So instead of like telling her what to do and telling her don't date him, don't just, I would say just make sure she knows that your door is always open. Because the reality is that even if she does date this guy and get married to him and he's a terrible guy, she doesn't have family here. Maybe she does, but if she doesn't have family here, you guys are the only people she knows. And knowing that would create a safe space where if ish does hit the fan, or does go south, or does go bad, she knows that she can come to you guys and trust you guys to protect her, versus like you shouting at her and like saying don't do it, it's not the wisest thing, you used us, that whole thing, and then her going through that stuff and feeling too embarrassed to come back and be like, you were actually right. Chances are she may not just want to come back to you, because she'd be like, no, they're gonna judge me again and shout at me, that whole thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped someone, at least one person. And if you're a host family or an au pair and you have more questions or any advice on this situation, feel free to comment down below. Bye.